So today's the big day. Did JoeKlecko finally make the Hall of Fame? What's cooking, Jets fans? This is GreenBean with kind of an emergency video. That's how it feels in my chest. It feels like an emergency video. I gotta tell you, I gotta talk. I wanna see what you guys have to say. It is about a subject that we have been talking about my whole life almost. Really, JoeKlecko should be in the Hall of Fame. He's supposed to be there. He's earned it. He's a unique athlete in NFL history. He's done something no other player has ever done. And we're still talking about it. So today happens to be the big day that we were going to find out what the senior selection committee decided. Last year, JoeKlecko got down to the final 2 and didn't make it. So this year he was back in the final 12. They deliberated. They went around and round and round, and Peter King and Gary Myers made their cases for JoeKlecko. And we thought we were going to get an answer today. We got an answer, but not a final decision. JoeKlecko has made it yet again past that round into what we call the final 3. So there are now 3 candidates left. They couldn't whittle it down to 1. They picked 3, and now we're going to find out in January if JoeKlecko makes it to the Hall officially. So who are these guys he's up against? Who dares push JoeKlecko to the brink yet again? Well, there are 2 guys, obviously, JoeKlecko being the third. The first guy, we have linebacker Chuck Howley. Chuck Howley was the 7th overall pick by the Chicago Bears in 1958. He actually got a what was seen as a career-ending injury 2 years later. He was all but retired. He was actually working as a fill-up guy at a gas station. He was working at a gas station. He decided to make a comeback in 1961. The Bears traded his rights to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2nd and 9th round picks. What do you think of that, man? We used to have a whole bunch more rounds. 2nd and 9th round picks. He came and played for Dallas from 1961 to 1973. He has made it to 6 Pro Bowls, 5 consecutive All-Pro nods, and he was the MVP of Super Bowl number 5. Think about that. A linebacker, Super Bowl MVP. So that's a pretty substantial resume there for JoeKlecko to have to contend with. The next guy is defensive back Ken Riley. He played all of his 15 seasons for one team, the Cincinnati Bengals. He was their 6th round pick in 1969. So while Woodstock was going around, everybody, yeah, man, peace and love, Ken Riley was getting drafted by the Bengals. He played 15 seasons. He had his first ever interception in his 5th ever game. And he made only 1 All-Pro. So he's another guy that was kind of ignored. Like we talk about Kyle Clifton, Mo Lewis, even JoeKlecko and Mark Gastineau. These guys are ignored no matter how good they were, probably because the team wasn't all that good. They get overshadowed, overlooked, tossed aside. So he was only given 1 All-Pro, but he is still number 5 on the NFL all-time list with 65 interceptions. Look, he left the game in 1984, and he is still at 5th all-time with interceptions. So this is one of those guys. This is what the senior committee's for. It's to find the JoeKleckos, the Howleys, the Ken Rileys, and say, look, we didn't look at these guys properly enough when they were playing. He's still 5th on the all-time list for interceptions. Clearly 1 All-Pro. It wasn't necessarily accurate. So those are the guys. We have linebacker Chuck Howley, defensive back Ken Riley, and our very own JoeKlecko. They say we will find out in January who the final guy is. I guess there's got to be a little bit more talk, and hopefully Gary Myers is in the room, or Pete King for that matter. Maybe one of those guys can be in the room to at least make sure nothing is overlooked with JoeKlecko, but we're closer, guys. There were 12, now there are 3. And JoeKlecko is one of them. Let me know what you think. You think one of these guys can push our boy out? You think we can get snubbed yet again? Or is this the year for JoeKlecko? I can't wait to see what you say in the comments. I'm looking forward to talking with you. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. And have a great day. And go Klecko.